Renee, I find myself questioning the new generation of the workforce. I get that a lot, Renee. Every time we hire someone new, they seem to take off or call off very quickly into their new position. I always question their lack of work ethic and would love to understand why they have this thinking and seem to be okay with calling off or taking leave even within a very short time of their start date. Great question, Renee. And I get this a lot. So here's some things to think about. Reasons for using sick leave. Um, Almost half of Gen Z, and this really kind of surprised me actually. Almost half of Gen Z believe that being 5 to 10 minutes late is still considered punctual. I don't know where that comes from, but just understand that they have that mindset. Gen Z does not subscribe to the idea if you're not 15 minutes early, you are late. Okay, I heard that all the time growing up, and military people really have that rule. So requiring them to be early can open you up to having to pay overtime. So even as a boss, if you say this, right, if you're not 15 minutes, you're late. So when people start showing up, they might have an argument that you owe them overtime. So be real careful about saying things like that. You can talk about the concept behind it, but be real careful about ordering people to do that. I thought this was interesting. 70% of baby boomers believe that being on time is actually late. So we have gone from, if you're not early, you're late. And then if to Gen Zers saying, if I'm there and 5 to 10 minutes late, I'm still on time. We've really gone to the different side of the spectrum there. There could also be job boredom. They may not feel invested or that they have a purpose and that they're simply there for a paycheck. And that can happen for a number of reasons. So we really have to clean up our environment. It could be mental health. Today, uh, people use their sick time for mental health days as opposed to just being physically sick. And that's a lot different. I mean, I remember having bad days and going to work. And bad days after really bad events the night before when I was a young deputy. So today they're going to use their time not only for physical illness, but also for mental health issues, and good for them for doing so. And then also, this is kind of a new thing as well. We call it the sandwich generation, and Gen X is going through this right now, and sometimes even the older millennials. They're not only caring for children, but they're also caring for their aging parents. So doctor's appointments and everything like that, illnesses with the kids and daycare and all of that brings, that can add up to a lot of sick leave usage. So we've got to be cognizant of the reasons behind why they are using it, understanding we can't ask for the most part. So this gets into some action items here on the use of sick leave. First of all, this is a benefit they are entitled to use. We give this to them as employers, so we have to be real careful about that. And questioning them about what is wrong or why they can't come in can lead to a lawsuit. I am not an attorney, so please contact your in-house counsel, your HR department, someone, so you can start to work through if you have someone that is using a lot of sick leave and you have a suspicion they might be abusing it for whatever reason, then yes, go to your HR department and have a conversation with them. Because again, this is a benefit that we are giving them. Okay. Older generations have a tendency to believe you need to save that time up. So when you actually need it, you have it. But this is a different generation. So talk to your HR and talk to your in-house counsel or your county councilor, city councilor, whatever it is, to get some different ideas on that. Talk with HR and see how they want you to handle the situation. Get some ideas from them, find some remedies that are within your policy. Also, you can potentially discipline people for different patterns. So calling off on their Mondays or Fridays. Let the Gen Z employee know how their behavior affects others and examine and improve the environment. Maybe it's just that they just don't want to come into work because there's a bad supervisor. It's not an inviting atmosphere, whatever the case may be. But again, be really careful about judging people on this and just have a great conversation with your HR department.